Hello. Yes. Hello. And welcome to the P.G.M Show. Hi. Um, well, I'm bringing on my guest tonight. Tonight is the night I bring on my guest. Just had a little bit of hiccup, and that was my fault. But anyway, this guy hails from Adelaide, Australia. And really, you know, Australia and New Zealand, to just give you a little bit of history, have let's say a love-hate relationship in sports mainly. But in collecting wise, we've got a great community. I mean, we all are there for each other. So I know that's a bit naff anyway. Let's get this going on, shall we? This is Daniel, Ed 5, my guest.
G'day, Peter. Can you hear me
Hello.
all right?
Yeah.
Loud and clear?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you fine. Can you hear me?
Right. Yeah.
Brilliant.
And here he is, ladies and gentlemen. Or
We're halfway home.
just me and you at the moment.
That's all right, mate. How you been keeping? Are you all right?
Oh, yeah. I have been better today.
The jitters are settled. The jitters are settled themselves down, mate.
They have now because I know what I'm doing.
Brilliant.
On this thing.
See, it's good to have a test run, isn't it? It works out
it
well.
Yeah. Yeah, I am still a little bit nervous. Getting used
Don't
to
be nervous.
Yeah.
We're all just one happy family here.
Yeah. Plus, it's
I'm already
true.
into the beers, mate. So we're getting well until we
Yeah. I've had a cup of tea. I don't drink anymore. I used to.
Yeah.
But I don't drink anymore.
That's all right.
I spent. Tell you a little bit about myself. I spent 10 years on the bottle, right?
Okay.
Back in my hometown, because I live in Wellington now. Yep. We had a massive flood last couple of week ago in my hometown, Nelson, down south. But that's where I grew up. You see, so I spent 10 years on the bottle. I'm an alcoholic, and I spent another 10 to 15 years going cold turkey. Right. So
well done. Okay.
Yeah.
So how long you been sober for now?
I can probably say about 10, 15 years. Yeah.
Well done, mate.
Maybe longer. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But it's been a rocky road. But there's nothing about me. This is about you. Tell me. Here's a question. I was going to actually break the ice with these questions. It's just like,
okay. Yep.
How's the weather doing over there?
Today's been a bit wet, but yes, it's already blown past, and we're expecting about 23, 24 degrees tomorrow. So it'll be lovely, sunny up and all weekend. So that's good.
Because we're on this side of the world, so we get into our summers, don't we? So
we're in spring at the moment.
Yeah. And your summers are a lot hotter than ours. But,
it's not unusual to get up to about 40 plus degrees here for a few days in summer. I was in Adelaide, but I moved 3 hours northwest of Adelaide about when COVID happened. So because I had to move away for work. So I live in a place called Port Augusta, which is sort of the top of the Spencer Gulf, but I'm still in South Australia, so sort of middle of the country, but a lot of desert around here. So
so it's not on the coastal areas, just in
the so if you look at the map of Australia, you will see where the Bight is. There's like a fork that goes up, and we're right at the top of that fork. So we have it looks like a river, but it's actually salt water, so it's estuarine. So it goes up and down with the tides.
Port Augusta, I suppose.
Port Augusta, yeah.
So it's a port, right? So it's in
correct.
The name.
It is. It's all in the name, mate. Yeah, but we have all sorts of lovely things that can harm you and eat you if you wanted to. So if you go out in the water, be prepared to get your bum chewed off by a great white.
Right. Yeah, I have another friend in Australia, and he's warned me about those things because he keeps on saying, "Come over, Pete." I'm going, "No, you've got shitloads of spiders and snakes and crocodiles and sharks. I hate those things."
But no, but yeah, we've got blue-ringed octopus, we've got friggin' stonefish, we've got scorpions, you name it. We've even got ants that'll bite you, so yeah, don't worry about that.
We've got ants that bite you here too, but they're called politicians. Sorry, that's a bad joke.
No, that's all right. That's totally fine, mate. Look, we've got our first person in the chat. It's either Matt or Andrew from Keep On Collecting, so that's great.
Brilliant. Good to see you guys, first guests. As I continue my in-depth and fun interview with Ed 5, let's get to the questions, and then we can get to the overall conversation here, right?
Yeah.
You're a collector, right? Let's say, what did you collect in your childhood when you were a kid?
So in the 70s, I was a big fan. So I was a big fan of the actual Mork and Mindy TV show. So I used to play with my Mork figure quite a lot.
I love that.
He used to have an egg, but yeah, the egg's long gone. But I also had the 12-inch doll of him, and he had a backpack, and you pull the string, and the backpack would talk and say nano nano and all that cool stuff that Mork would do. But yeah, I also I had a wide and varied childhood. Obviously, in the 70s, I was fortunate enough to be able to see Star Wars, not A New Hope, but just Star Wars at the drive-in. So in the back of the station wagon, laying down in 78. And yeah, it was
we
awesome.
Had a drive-through, but it wasn't a movie theater.
No, that's it. So yeah, so I had such a different array of toys growing up. I started off with Mork figure. I also had obviously Star Wars, both vehicles and figures. So in the 70s, I was fortunate enough to get this one Christmas.
Oh wow!
So this is my original Falcon.
Wow.
Just a couple of bits, but funnily enough, it still has the training ball inside, which is always missing. So that's a bonus to have that. But yeah, I need to try and probably restore this one day soon. But the fact that it still is around is awesome.
Oh yeah,
that's a big part of my childhood.
Because you see the new ones around, right? You see the new ones around.
So if you look up there, I've been collecting Falcons, and I've got such a collection of boxed Falcons all over the place. You know what I mean?
I mean, the one that you've got there is pretty sought after, isn't it? The old one that you've got there is sought after.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is a vintage toy this is over 40 years old. You know what I mean? And same with this now, because this is Empire, so 1980 this came out, and I mean these things. I'd never part with it because it's from my childhood. If anything, if my kids or anything wanted it, so be it. Otherwise, it'll probably get sold off, or who knows. But it will all be spelt out in a will later on in life. Put it that way. But
so it's a sentimental value though, right? Isn't it? It's sentimental value.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's so much joy to be had. I mean, it doubled. It wasn't just a ship; it was also a play set. You have Han and Chewie and Ben and that old CP3PO and stuff in the back, and smuggling stormtroopers in the compartment below, and but yeah. So, like I said, so it started off with Mork. Also used to have cars. So this is my original Batmobile, for example, from which is a Corgi from the 70s.
Brilliant! Yeah.
So superheroes were big. Like every other kid, sitting in front of the TV on morning, watching morning cartoons, eating breakfast cereal, and in your pajamas and Ugg boots. Just chilling. It was awesome.
It's the same like me being an adult.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, you just slough around the house, and it was just the best time ever. You know what I mean? And everyone wants to go back to that time, but it's whether or not we can do it. And still eke out an existence. That would be ideal. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, if they did the movies like the original Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, and The Return of the Jedi, I think we would all be going into the shops and buying shitloads of bloody damn Black Series and TVC. I mean,
but let's face it. For basically 48 years I've been collecting, you know what I mean? Because I've got stuff that I've had from day dot, and there's story and things behind different things as well. So I moved from Star Wars and went into I had a couple of Indiana Jones figures from the 80s, for example. The Lone Ranger was another one with Tonto. Then obviously later in life, Motu came into the fold, so we had Masters of the Universe. This original figure, for example, has significant meaning because I actually picked this up when my grandmother died. I was taken to the shops and this was swinging on the pegs. And the cool gimmick about this guy was he when you turned him, for example, and he did his punch, he would have a cap in the back, and so he would crack because of the cap. And when you twisted him, it would crack, and it was just fantastic. You know what I mean? Yeah, there's so many cool gimmicks and play features with toys back then as well. Like even like the indie figure and the Lone Ranger, for example, they had a whip out their gun action type thing. So you flick their arm back and they'd flick their whip or pull out a pistol type thing. But yeah, I mean, so went from everything from Star Wars to Motu to cars to Cowboys and Indians, for example, with the Uzi 9mm, another cap gun for argument's sake, but also Star Wars toys.
Oh wow, it's cool. I like that.
Yeah. So that's an original Star Wars blaster.
Han Solo's blaster.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So
Oh, you haven't got the silver on the tip of that.
Yeah, no, it's
silver on the tip of that.
No, it's just the light showing. It's black. It's all black.
Yeah, Han had a silver tip on his, the gun muzzle.
Yeah, I mean, in the movie it did, but they came out jet black. Obviously in here was a battery compartment, so you open these two knobs and you put batteries in there, and it'll make electric sounds like that whining freaking dental thing when you go and sit in a dentist chair. That was even the Falcon used to make a similar sort of noise, you know what I mean? So but again, if I can ever get time to restore stuff like that, well then that'd be awesome. But
keep on collecting.
Moving on from the 80s, obviously I then got into the love of Empire, which moved on to the Return of the Jedi, which then moved on to the Power of the Force coins. But I also then started varying. So because I was in the guns and killing people in the backyard, G.I. Joes were a thing. I
just want to let you know. Ed, keep on collecting said, "Hope you got a license for that."
I do. Yeah.
The blaster. Sorry.
I have 2 licenses. One's for the guns and one's for the trouser snake. But that's all right. But yeah, I mean, so yeah, it was just the best time, because you just this. But not only that, I don't know if you remember. Also, I had so little plastic soldiers, which were static poses, and you line your soldiers up with little tanks and
Still,
stuff
they
like
still
that.
sell them.
Cowboys and Indians. I mean, it's all politically incorrect now, but it was great because all things could intertwine, play with each other, and you had Indiana Jones flying the Falcon, for example, or you know what I mean? Like it was all just whatever the mind could throw out there type thing and just run away with. So
I mean, we used to actually set those green soldiers up and flick them with marbles.
Yeah. Or if you got a rubber band and you made like a little slingshot and bits of paper and you shoot it and they blow up and stuff like that, you know what I mean? It was awesome. So
and they're still selling those.
I mean that sort of stuff in cheap shops, I guess, because they're a molded plastic and they can churn them out relatively cheap, you know what I mean?
But kind of stood the test of time, right? And toys.
Well, that's it. Marbles are another thing as well, like so everything old is new again. So marbles at school, yo-yos at school, friggin' elastics where you do the thing with your legs on an elastic band and all that rubbish.
I hated those. I hated them. Should have banned them.
But they I don't know if they had it in New Zealand, for example. They had a thing called a pop ball, which was it looked like a diaphragm basically, and you'd bend it in half and sit it down and it'd shoot off into the air when it flipped around on itself. You know what I mean? But yeah,
a diaphragm toy. Oh my goodness,
diaphragm toy. Yeah,
get those back on.
It was a molded rubber toy, and basically when you started doing sex ed later on in life, you'd find out a thing called a diaphragm, and you go, well, no, that's a pop ball. You know what I mean? Like that's what it was. Andrew is still looking for his marbles.
I can just imagine. Just imagine the school teacher saying, "Okay, we're going to have a lesson with a diaphragm toy ball."
That's right. Yeah, exactly. So, what about you, mate? What did you used to collect? I mean, you had a few cars and stuff and stuff like that. Or?
Matchbox toys were the go for me. I had a case full of Matchbox toys. Sadly, I don't have them with me. All those toys are probably completely lost now. In the sand pits of God knows where. I had an octopus, and it was sticky. One of those sticky octopuses that you
flick at the wall and it rolled down.
Down. I loved it to bits.
Yeah,
it got so manky. It got so manky.
Oh,
but I loved it to bits.
And those were the sort of toys and stuff that you would get out of those machines that you put like 5 cents or 10 cents in, turn that thing, and it'd come in like a thing, and you pull it apart, and they had all different types of stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, those days they made the toys for kids, right?
Correct.
Practically for kids. I mean, our generation, right? 70s, 80s kids, right?
Gen Xers, yep.
Now we're adults.
They're still doing the same thing, like still collecting. I mean, like it doesn't matter what if it's helmets or what I mean.
So, even if it's retro or you're collecting main lines and stuff like that, it's
it's
or not easy.
You got the vintage toys wrapped in plastic, for example. You know what I mean? So
that's not hammerhead, though, is it?
Yeah, that's a hammerhead. That's a vintage hammerhead, which has been graded.
What's the grading on that, Ed?
This is 85 loose action figure, AFA graded.
Wow.
Near mint plus. Yeah. So, you sort of go down different rabbit holes at different stages of life, and you can, it's still a plastic figure at the end of the day, but then we decide no, we want to encase it in more plastic, right, and keep it super crisp.
Keep
and
it
then
pristine.
you have to sell a kidney to buy it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
but you're not going to sell that, right? It's
no.
It's the enjoyment of having it, right?
That's right. It's the thrill of the chase. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's looking at and salivating on it and saying, "Have you got one of these guys?"
Yeah, that's it.
No,
and everyone loves a hammerhead. You know what I mean? Like, he's just awesome.
Oh yeah, yeah. Wasn't he? Yeah. Wasn't he in a? Was he not in Return of the Jedi? Was he? He was.
No. So he's from the original Star Wars movie. He was one of the first 22 to come out. He was one of the 22 back. Cantina. Yeah. Correct.
Yeah. I mean, it's the hunt. It's the hunt, really, isn't it? Because a lot of people are hunting for the original 96, aren't they?
That's right.
Star Wars.
And the last 17 is the most expensive stuff, unfortunately. Right. So, yeah, you pay.
Have you been hunting? Have you been hunting for the?
I have a couple of the last 17. So I have like a man, for example. But yeah, unfortunately, I used to have quite a few of the last 17, but at one stage I had sort of stuff in two different places, and I had a storage container where it had a lot of my original sort of figures type thing, because I had so much. So, I had Master Universe in one place and this here and whatever. Yeah. Anyway, so there was a few figures, like really high end figures now type thing, that unfortunately went up in the storage shed fire. So they're well literally melted plastic and worth nothing now. But so one of those unfortunately was a yak face. But yeah.
Oh God, unfortunate.
Big time. But yeah.
I just got a question here for me. But we can actually answer this together anyway.
Yes.
Keep on collecting has just said that. What lines do I collect? Well, funny enough that you should ask me that. Keep on collecting, because I've got some here on my little desk. I do actually collect. This guy here. He's a DC
McFarlane's. Yep.
Yeah.
McFarlane.
I like the Justice League, but what I do love is this guy here. Is this black suited Superman?
Black suit. Yeah.
I love that. It's fantastic. It's got the great little sculpt of head of. Oh yeah. I like McFarlane's stuff. Henry Cavill's head here is just brilliant. It just depicts him. Also, I picked up this online because we never get lines here in New Zealand. So, and I like Rocketeer. So this is Diamond Select.
Yes.
And I love this because it came with the base. I've got the base with rockets, and I just love it. I love
so
the
you
film.
Can put him in a flight pose.
Yeah.
That's
very hard to stand though, and his head kind of bobbles off. It's very so I had to heat that up and put it on a ball joint. Now he can't stand up, so I'm gonna lie him down. Another movie franchise is the old Ghostbusters.
Brilliant.
This is Peter Venkman, of course.
Yes.
Carrying a ghost trap. I love this line because it also depicts Bill Murray and the rest of the Ghostbusters. I just love it.
Yeah. So such a great head sculpt on all of them. You know what I mean? So that plasma series is awesome.
Yeah. Excuse the arm.
That's all right.
And my favorite actor of all time and very funny man, and I love him to death. Here is Michael J. Fox. Yes. And my favorite movie, favorite comic movie trilogy, Mr. Marty McFly. Yeah, I love that. I got that up there. I'm searching for hopefully it gets here in New Zealand, is Doc with the nuclear suit.
Okay, yep.
Yeah. That's out now, but I don't know when. So I do collect TVC. He's not going to stand up either. That's, I do collect Star Wars Black Series. I've got him there too, actually. Her, Ahsoka. I can't wait for the series. Actually, I really can't.
It's going to be great.
Unfortunately, Ed, this series is gonna be filmed on the volume. It's not going to be like Andor and filmed on location, which is just a bit of a sad thing. And one of my favorite games, other than The Last of Us, is Mr. Nathan Drake himself.
There you go. Is that Asher of the Dead? No.
This is
The Last of Us.
Uncharted.
Uncharted.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is Uncharted. I haven't got The Last of Us, Joel or Ellie, because they're freaking expensive.
Yeah.
So yeah, to answer the question there, keep on collecting. That's the lines I collect. Also, I'll give you this as well. TVC.
Nice.
Yeah, I scored that in a comic book store here in Wellington, which I was quite happy with.
So Wellington's actual capital of New Zealand, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
For a long time, I thought it was Auckland, and then I got that wrong in a test at school once. And
right.
Because we have a Wellington in New South Wales as well. And
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
It's a town called Wellington. Yeah. But
it's it's our beehive. That's why it's probably the capital. We've got. It's like, is it like your Canberra?
So that's where your Parliament House is and stuff like that. Is that right?
That's not your. Is that your capital?
Canberra is the capital of Australia.
Yeah. So us is we're like you. We capital. We've got the government building, the beehive.
Correct.
Peter Jackson's here. He's always lived here. So that's where the workshop, where the digital is here as well. Stone Street Studios. That's where where Lord of the Rings was filmed as well. Well, it's filmed all over the world, all over New Zealand.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah. So
very good. Yeah. So anyway, so you do a lot of media as well, is that right?
Sorry, I was just checking. Keep on collecting.
Okay. Yep.
They're still in the chat. I've got a diploma in film and television, twice over. And I've got a certificate in acting. I've done a few films as an extra.
Yep.
I've been a Hobbit twice. Once in the Lord of the Rings, Return of the King. Once and another time, Hobbit. First one, the Unexpected Journey or something like that. Whatever it's called.
Yep.
I don't know why he did it. I don't know why he did it separately. Why couldn't he do it a long way? It's only a short book, that Hobbit. He did it 3 films, but anyway, that's my rant on that. I've been in a film called The Emperor, and that was with Japanese, the last days of World War II.
Right.
For Japan. I was the shortest non-commissioned American officer, not officer, but cadet kind of thing in that film. Yeah. I got to carry a mean machine gun. Right, didn't get to use it, of course.
Was it as good as the Uzi 9mm?
It was really good. It was really good, but I dwarfed it. Being short bastard like I am.
Yeah.
I was in one scene in King Kong, but you couldn't see me. I was a part of an audience, of a vaudeville audience. and that was fun. I didn't get to meet anybody. Well, I didn't get to meet Naomi Harris.
Yes.
That she wasn't there, so her double did all the work on that scene. I was on Avatar, the first one, but I was a minor, not a small kid. let's get that wrong. Bad joke. Sorry. Oh yeah, you'll get the joke. Keep on collecting. I was a minor,
digging for coal. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was good. I enjoyed that because we got overpaid for that, because you know what James Cameron's like. He's just a perfectionist in everything. So
yeah, right.
I got
overpaid for it. That's impressive.
Yeah, it's small little filmography for an extra. Yeah. I miss it. I miss it in some way, but I don't miss it as well. Oh, of course, I was in Mortal Engines was the last one I did as an extra. So I was a slave and a slave trader. Yeah, so I was
right.
So that was a lot of fun as well. And so and that was James Christensen, a protege, a director of Peter Jackson, because Peter Jackson produced that one, and that was here in Penrith. And so it was a fun run, while it lasted.
So did you get out of it just because your agent wasn't working for you, or?
No, yes, yes and no, but mainly yes.
Right.
I had an agent that I jumped off for a long. I had her for a long time. I jumped off and went to a different agent, also a Jackson, but I don't think she was related to Peter Jackson, Tracy Jackson. I jumped on there and I got the Mortal Engines for that, and I got 5 days on that, which was really good. But I didn't get. Up till then I didn't have any work, so I was getting a little bit frustrated, right? Getting no work, and mind you, you can't as an extra, you can't earn anything, right? You can't make a living being an extra.
Yeah.
What I liked about it is getting to meet lots of people, and I had lots of friends and stuff like that. So drinking lots of copious amounts of coffee and going to the toilet all the time, and that was good fun in a costume that you couldn't get out of properly.
Yes.
That's beside the point. But so I jumped from that talent agent as well, because somebody headhunted me, right?
Okay.
And they liked me because they liked my face and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But what I didn't know, this, because it was called Camp Talent, they're a bit of a bigger conglomerate. That's what I can't even pronounce the word correctly on this. Bigger talent agent, right?
Yes.
They had different people helping out, or different actors or different extras for jobs, and that was a little bit frustrating because I was waiting for jobs and I didn't hear back from any of them. Some were bloody rude, really bloody rude, right? I mean, come on. I mean, we're trying to actually look for jobs and you're treating us like shit. So that was a bit of a problem with me, and a problem with a friend of mine as well. So she resigned because she told me that she was really treated. So was I. So for weeks, I said to myself that no, I've got to get out of here because I'm not getting any work, and you're treating me like crap. And the only thing that you got me, which I lucked out on, was a scene in or would have been in a scene of the TV series Lord of the Rings, The Power of the Ring.
Wow.
But COVID hit,
right?
And that just blew. I can't blame it on COVID, of course. I couldn't blame it on that, of course, but because everybody had to go home to their homes and come back, right?
Yes.
So that was the, and then I did when they came back from COVID, all clear, coming back to New Zealand, all clear. I didn't get notified for the scene because I thought I was going to be going back to the scene, right, or working on that scene. So I got in contact with this Cam talent, and they said no, they didn't want me anymore. So I'm going, okay, thanks for telling me. Thank you very much. Good professionality there. And so I decided, well, no, that's it. You're being rude. You're not giving me any work. I've had it anyway with acting for the main point, and I didn't, and I haven't kind of done it since. So yeah, I only why I did it, why I did an extra, because it's good fun, is meeting people.
Yeah,
right. That's the main aim for me. I had great time on set because basically I was on set on Stone Street Studios in Park Road Post. I wasn't on location anywhere on the films.
Yeah.
And I used to entertain people. I used to just sit there, drink cups of coffee, and make people laugh. It was just a lot of fun. It was like a switch. You switch me on, and I'm just cracking wisecracks, not jokes, but wisecracks, and just making people laugh and having good conversations and putting that sly wit of mine. And that was the fun part. I love doing that.
That's awesome.
I mean, if I have a little bit of a motto. If I can make one person laugh anywhere, anywhere, it makes their life better. It makes my life better.
Yeah, for sure.
Laughter is best medicine ever, really. So
it really is.
Yeah. So back to you.
That's all right. So just before you go, so you wouldn't look at going back into it because they're doing so much more movies now, especially New Zealand and Australia. You know what I mean? So
yeah, if I get life sorted out a lot more for me, if I can get a good job that I enjoy, because I left the cleaning industry because it was just too much. So I said to myself, I keep on saying this to myself, but I said to myself, no, you're done with cleaning. Your last job killed you, almost bloody killed you, right? And it made you sick. And cleaning industry can be absolutely fucking horrible, right, and terrible because the bosses you're dealing with are just.
I used to have a cleaning business, so I know that well.
All right. Yeah. Oh, now I feel horrible. Thanks, Ed.
No, that's fine, mate. No. I got out of the cleaning industry and went into something else for the same reason because I was sick of cleaning up other people's toilets and
I mean, I came out of the toilet because I was cleaning in a gym, gagging. Gagging.
Yeah.
So I said to myself, no, fuck that. I'm out. I am gone. I am, I'm on an unemployment benefit, right? But I've got my a new CV out because I want a new direction.
Yeah.
So that's the start. But I want something that I can actually do and like, right? And then have that freedom of maybe having a boss that if I jump back onto being an extra for film or television, it's going to be flexible.
Yeah.
So it's all about flexibility when it comes to these things.
I was just looking at a comment that Matt just made about me stalking mystery machines. The other day I was having lunch, talking to the guys, and this camper van thing that was painted like the Scooby-Doo mystery machine pulled up, and it was quite an eye-catching moment. So.
Sorry, say that again.
As a part of my childhood, right there. You know what I mean? Right. Scooby-Doo didn't hop out though.
So it's not about Thelma becoming gay.
No, it was nothing like that. It's nothing at all.
Just a mystery machine.
Yeah.
I hope you got that. Keep on collecting. It wasn't about Thelma. It was about the mystery machine.
He was saying some interesting occupants did hop out. Yes, they were very very tiny indeed.
Oh my goodness.
Maybe German backpackers, maybe. I don't know.
Oh God. Yeah. So there was a question here that I wanted to actually ask. Is that
yeah?
Go
for it. Yeah.
Keep on collecting actually said to me that what lines do you collect? So I might just actually jump on his question and ask you, what lines do you collect?
What am I collecting now?
Yeah.
Still all different types of IPs. So still actively collecting, like yourself, TVC and Black Series for argument's sake. Collecting Marvel here and there, the odd piece here and there. But I've started to get into a bit more of static stuff as well.
Right.
From different IPs. So, DC, and Marvel. But obviously more high-end stuff like that Superman behind me as well.
Is that a hot toy?
Sorry?
Is that a hot toy?
No, that's a statue.
Is that a statue? Is that Christopher Reeve?
It's a quarter-scale statue made of polystone.
Is it Christopher Reeve or Henry Cavill?
It's actually the guy from the comic book. Well, actually, was it the comic book? More the actor for the TV series of Superman before Christopher Reeve. I forget what his name is though.
Yeah, well, I think that could have been Reeves too.
Not sure. Yeah.
Anyway.
So yeah, back into sort of hot toys as well is another thing I'm doing.
George Reeves.
George, there you go.
Thanks. Keep on collecting.
Helmets is another one. Yeah, so he was definitely a Reeves, but it just wasn't the right Reeves. But also autographs is another thing I collect.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like this one, for example, Carrie Fisher and Mark Hamill.
Oh wow, that would have been good. That's yeah. Did you get to? Oh, of course, you probably got to meet Carrie Fisher.
No.
So
this I bought after she'd already passed.
Right. Still, it's nice though.
Oh, definitely. Again, once they're gone, mate, it's harder to get. So it's something.
Especially in Carrie Fisher's case.
That's it. But yeah, all different IPs. Well, here's another autograph here, which is General Reeves. General Veers, sorry.
Oh, yeah. Donald Glover. Not Donald Glover, isn't it? Not Donald Glover.
No, Julian someone.
Julian Glover.
Yeah, Julian. Yeah.
From the bad guy from Last Crusade.
Yeah.
Any
grails that?
Grails? Do you have any grails?
Grails for me, if I could ever get my hands on a katana, which was the first HasLab, that would be my number one. But also, I don't know, if I can crowdfund that new Eternia playset, that would also be a new one.
The new one.
Yeah.
That Mattel set she just brought out.
They're pretty much up there in price, big time.
It's going to be huge here, mate.
I'm going to have to sell a kidney to get it, put it that way.
Did you? I don't suppose you caught Retro Blasting's take on that. Did you catch Michael French's?
Yeah. But horses for courses. If it's something that was never really much seen in our countries back in the day, but I knew of it, and it's a fantastic piece. And basically, what they're bringing out, or hopefully will get crowdfunded so they can bring out,
yeah,
is almost identical to the original one back in the 80s. You know what I mean? So it doesn't get much better than that. You know what I mean? It really doesn't.
Hello, Rachel. By the way, hello. Yeah, Jack.
G'day, Rach. How you going?
Yeah. So, welcome. Yeah. A little bit of controversy though over that toy. I know it looks great, but you know what? It's just the price. It's just an amazing price hike.
Yeah,
It's like this. It's like this Marvel HasLab. This Ghost Rider. Right?
Yeah, this is the Ghost Rider from the motorbike, but
Yeah. I mean, I'd rather have that instead of the Marvel HasLab that they've got. Right, and I have got that one with a bike, but it's going to cost here in New Zealand. It's going to cost about $1,099. Right.
So it's retailing for $350 US.
Yeah, it's
well,
insane.
I know that the Australian dollar against the US at the moment is what 62 cents to the US dollar.
Yeah.
So you'd probably be closer to what 50 something.
Yeah. It's huge. Anything you buy here, it's getting up in price. Even the Black Series, that's everywhere anyway. I mean, even America is feeling the pinch for Black Series and Marvel Legends. The only one that's doing really well in prices is this guy here. It's McFarlane.
You know what I mean? Like it's just nuts, isn't it? But
he's making a ton because he's only price tagging them for $19 or $22.
Well, even the new like the Origins line of figures, they're roughly, if you can find them in the shop, they're roughly about 20 something bucks at retail. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, to be going up there with such a huge price tag, for the Eternia, because it's big, it's heavy. It's going to cost a lot in shipping more than anything else. So, Matt's right. It's probably going to be about $1,200 to get one out here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The trouble is the window is so small as well. So it started crowdfunding from yesterday, the 12th, and it only goes through to like the 9th of November, which is not a real big amount of time. It's 3 weeks, if that. It's just crazy. And again, that's $1,200 to come out just before Christmas as well. So that's.
Are you going to get it? Or yes?
Still thinking about it, mate. Still thinking.
All right.
Yeah.
Because it's the space. I mean, you got to find a space for that kind of thing, right?
Space is an issue. I've got a lot of space that way that I can still work with.
Right.
But my biggest problem here is dust. I probably wouldn't want to get that out in such a dusty environment.
You have to get a teeth off.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. I mean, because I've got the Razor Crest, and same thing. It's never been out of its box yet, only because I don't want to get it wrecked at the end of the day. So, but the fact is, I've got it, so I'm not. There's no FOMO or fear of missing out. You know what I mean?
I've got the small version of that Razor Crest.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with the small version.
It's awesome. It's got a mud horn on the little stand. It's brilliant.
Yeah, brilliant. Excellent.
Yeah. I mean, because I live in an apartment. I live in a small 1-bedroom apartment.
Okay. So space is really limited for you.
Yeah. I'm selling most of my MCU Marvel Legends because I need the money for one.
Right.
And I just need the space because I'm kind of wanting to collect. Indiana Jones toys are coming out.
That's something that I will get back into as well once they do come.
I loved it. I was salivating. I love that.
I would definitely be getting the lot. I'll take the lot.
Yeah. I'll even take the 3.75 inch retro.
Yeah.
I really hope they come out with a TVC line of that as well.
Well, they're bringing out the original Indie as a retro line. So the one that I had as a kid with that flicking whip action and things like that, he will be coming back the same as what it was back in the day. So that's you'll have to get two, one to open, one keep on card.
Yeah. Hello, Rolando. Thanks for joining.
G'day, Rolando.
Yeah, welcome. Yeah, it's crazy being a toy collector because I'm a newish toy collector now.
Right. Yep.
I haven't been collecting for years like you have, or Shabby has, or that community has.
Yep.
The main issue I'm having, I love collecting. Main issue I'm having is sometimes when they fall over and you try and stand the bloody things up, they keep on falling over.
Yes. Yeah. No, you've got to find that sweet spot, or a bit of blue tack underneath the feet helps well as well. So.
every time I stand them up, go out of the room for at least 10 to 15 minutes, I hear this.
Yeah, the vibration of the floor.
I just stood you up 15 minutes ago, you bastard. Right. So yeah, but I love collecting the lines I collect, but I just have to be now. I have to be careful. I'm not going to go down a rabbit hole. I think that's the swear word for
it's
every
a slippery slope. Everything's a slippery slope, mate. Doesn't matter if you collect Funko Pops or Hot Toys, or it all comes at a price, unfortunately. And I mean, even the media behind you is it's not cheap at the end of the day. You know what I mean? But the good thing is that, I mean, I am also one for physical media. You know what I mean? So
we come from the old school.
And you have the best of both worlds, for example, like this one, which is from the Terminator series, which has been signed by Summer Gallo.
Oh wow! Is that the
TV series?
TV series, right?
The Sarah Connor Chronicles. Yeah.
Did it only run 2 seasons?
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
They were going to do a third, but it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Still got stuff wrapped in plastic. But
yes, Willow. Yeah. Filmed in New Zealand.
Lady Hawk.
Oh, brilliant! I love that film.
Movies from a better time.
Yeah, I mean, we're from the old school. We collect physical media, right?
Yeah.
So, I still have streaming services. Yes, I do.
Yeah.
But if I get the chance of going into JB Hi-Fi or somewhere, I strike out with a good film, then I pluck it out and buy it. I mean, I've got
things like the Mandalorian box set will never come out. You know what I mean? I highly doubt.
Yeah, it's the same with the Marvel TV series. They said this last couple of years ago that they won't be bringing out Blu-rays of those shows because they want to keep it on the platforms.
Correct.
The thing is that I would like them to actually bring it on Blu-ray, right?
Yes.
But it's the kind of the hook that Disney Plus has got for us, right? You've got it there on streaming services. We don't want to put it on physical media, but the thing is that I think they're a little bit stupid. I mean, you make more money getting the guys who collect physical media because they'll buy it. They'll buy the bloody thing.
Well, I still have records. I still have vinyl. I still have CDs. I still have cassette tapes. I still have everything. Got the lot. So, because you just can't beat physical media. Plus, you've already paid for it back in the day. So why would you get rid of it? You know what I mean? It's just stupid.
We still collect cats and dogs and goldfishes.
Dogs and cats living together. Mass hysteria. Name that movie.
Oh, I love that line. Yes, the man has no dick.
Brilliant.
I love Peter Venkman. Oh, I love that.
Venkman's the best. Yes, Venkman is
just actually saying that along the lines of all those classic actors. So they're doing a John Candy documentary soon. Ryan Reynolds is doing a John Candy documentary on his life. So I just put that in there. If you
from one Canadian to another.
Yeah. So that's going to be really, really fun, and they said it's going to be a tear jerking, so it's going to be pretty sad. So
it would be.
Yeah. if you're a John Candy fan in the chat, I've just actually it's not yet out yet, but it will see me. So yeah.
Yeah. Look, we've got 3 in the chat, mate. So it's doing better. It's getting there.
What's that?
I said we have 3 people in the chat, so we're okay.
Yeah. So you're really are you really a retro collector or a mainstream?
Again, because I do so much of different lines, so like, yes, I collect vintage still. I'd like to get into more vintage to go back to some of the stuff that I haven't got anymore. So going back to after Motu, for example, and G.I. Joe, I also was in Transformers. I still have a couple of original Transformers from back in the day. Visionaries was another one. Stario, spaceship things that interchangeable arms and legs, and but then I was also into dinosaurs, so things like Dino Riders were a thing that I still have one which is incomplete, doesn't have all its accessories and stuff, so it's going back and finding those little nuggets to bring a thing back to life. There was another one, awesome line, which not many people talk about. It was called Starcom. So they were smaller than Mork even. So they were about that big. But they had magnets both on the vehicles and the figures, so they could all interlock with each other and things like that. And they had these cool visors, a bit like the Lego Space that came out after the second, in the 70s and early 80s. That the later Space, Lego had the visors that would lift up and down, and Starcom was similar to that as well. But like I said, I've been collecting for 40 plus years. I've never really stopped. Maybe for a few years, when I sort of started looking into things like girls and dating and things like that, and then, but the geek lives inside always. It doesn't run away and hide. You know what I mean?
It just stays with you forever and ever and ever.
Yeah. So Rolando still has his Nintendo 64, as do I, which is probably one of the. So after the Nintendo 64, my last gaming console was probably PlayStation 2.
I got a PS5. Sorry. Sorry, I just slipped that in there.
Yeah, that's right, Matt. Yeah, I used to collect a couple of broken hearts here and there.
Yeah. You're talking about girls there. Keep on collecting.
Yes, broken. Broke many a heart.
You're going to sing us a song. Keep on collecting. Broken hearts or something. I know that. You'll have it. I'll sing it.
Yeah.
So, don't mention that to Shabby. He hates those PG tip ads.
Yeah. You think he'd jump on his parade otherwise?
Yeah.
I was actually just having a look. I've got a hot toy which you might be interested in seeing as well, but just give me a second.
Yeah. Well, chat, how's it going? Thank you again for tuning in. Much appreciated.
Because you are a Cavill fan, my friend.
Yeah. Mr. Cavill in the Superman suit. Salivating.
Even the box looks like his armor, which is cool, like his costume. Yeah.
Do you like the black suit or do you like the blue suit better?
Well, this is version 1 suit, so yeah. I think I like this one, but I do like the black version. So if I can pick one of those up further on down the line.
I hear that he's coming back in Shazam.
Well, there you go.
Rumor. Yeah. Dwayne Johnson.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Back at him. Sorry.
Yeah.
So
are you interested in Black Adam at all? You gonna watch that?
I am. Yeah, I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah.
I'm a big Dwayne Johnson and Pierce Brosnan fan. So because Pierce Brosnan plays Fate, Dr. Fate.
Yep.
So yeah, Mr. Another Bond in another franchise. Different one. But no, I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully it's good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Because they're talking up Henry.
The Rock.
Yeah, Henry Cavill being Superman again. You know, so if it ain't good, people are going to shit all over it.
Well, that's it. And DC sort of has a bit of a problem with getting IPs to work in their favor. So
yeah. And being Dwayne the Rock here, he's adamant. You know, it's really good. So, and he wants to actually be a part of the DCEU franchise going forward. Because he grew up being a DC fan. I don't think he's going to be like Kevin Feige, but he might be the kind of go-between for that franchise. I think they need somebody like that because they're failing miserably. So with Jeff Bezos coming in to, you know, shake everything up, that was the problem, right? So they sold CW off, well, you know, in the process of that. Some of the films like Batgirl has been canned, right?
Yeah. $90 million and they're throw it away like an old issue.
I'm going, who cares about your careers or your debut film? Throw it away.
Yeah.
What are you doing, Bezos? It's
way
madness.
too much money. Like the guy's just got way too much money.
Yeah, it's. But these are cutting costs for DCEU, you know, or films that it's not going to make money. He wants to make money, and that wasn't going to make money. It spent more money than it was probably going to make. But still, you don't just say in an email, we're cutting your movie. Sorry, that won't be seen at all. Right, so
that's it. Crazy.
The industry at the moment over there is bonkers.
So, that's it.
Same with Hasbro. Same with Marvel Legends. Same with Black Series. You know, it's bonkers. You know, I mean, we're collectors, but it's like, can we get some figures that we want?
That's it. Well, not even figures we want. Figures that don't cost you a couple of fingers to go and buy. You know what I mean? Like that. They're overpricing themselves out of the market. Is what I can see in the long run. I mean,
repaints after repaints. How many repaints have they had? You know, like Ahsoka, right? We had a single version. Yeah. Now they've got a box series with Mandalorian and Grogu.
Yeah. Well, even this guy, for example. How many repaints have they had of him? You know what I mean? Like,
exactly. Yeah.
I think it's been released something like, it's got to be at least 7 times because there was three deluxe versions. There was this guy, there was the original one, there was the Carbonite ones. So it's probably you get up over 10.
Mud Mando, you know.
Yep, Muddy Mando, yep.
And
so it's
another problem with me is with Hasbro is the distribution.
Yeah, we struggle to get a lot of different things down here. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I wanted that Stormtrooper Jeddah Stormtrooper.
Jeddah Patrol, yeah.
That's right, Jeddah Patrol. Never saw it in this country. Never.
This one.
Yeah. I mean, I was so excited to get one of those, and Wellington here. Never saw it. Right? Never.
Jeddah Patrol.
Yeah. Fabulous figure. Absolutely brilliant. Right? Because it has all the hallmarks of a Sam Stormtrooper.
Well, he's exactly the same. He just hasn't been weathered.
Yeah.
So you can get one and weather it, and it would be
And I love Sand Troopers, right? And Hoth Troopers, right? It's just never get them here.
No, it's few and far between.
Yeah. But we get Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah, that's right. Good old Binksy. Matt was saying it'd be cool to see Keaton back as Batman in the Flash, but that's not happening either. That they've canned that as well, Matt. Simply because of Ezra being the naughty little boy that he is, so they've cancelled all the Flash stuff happening. So we won't get.
I've got news on that too. Actually, I've got news. I've got news. That's being released. Flash is being released.
Okay.
Right? But they've reshot it without Keaton in that film. They've reshot it with Ben Affleck's Batman. So I don't know what they're doing with it, but the Flash is probably going to be renamed a wee bit because of Ezra Miller. Okay, but it's in the can. It's all edited. It's all ready to go, and you'll see it in theaters. But the thing is that they might rename it as probably Batman Flashpoint or something like that, right?
Right.
So it saves looking at Ezra Miller's name. He will be in it, unfortunately, but it's out in theaters. That's the big news that we've had, because we've had so many news on Ezra and not on the film itself.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good. But the thing is that they don't want Ezra to actually promote the film. Right. And he shouldn't really, right? Because he's the main. So
he's the main actor.
Yeah.
Even though he's done wrong, but it is what it is. You can't begrudge him for what the work he's already done. So
if they handle him right, if his mother, because his mother actually saved Ezra a wee bit, right, and told him to actually wake up to himself and
pull his head in.
And if he's monitored, right, he can do press conferences, right.
Okay.
But he's in a kind of a rehab at the moment, I think.
Yeah, right.
Getting the help that he needs, which is a good thing, because they gave him an ultimatum, and the ultimatum was that he three questions he had to answer. Right, you do it one way, you get your mother in to help you, right, and then get the help that you need. And there was another one, I forget, but he took the mother one, because his mother was with him, right, watching him as every move. Then I think he's getting help from, all this craziness he's had for months. So that's the good thing about it. He's getting help.
Well, I mean, again, it is a shame that the original premise of it has sort of gone to the wayside now. But they brought out the Snyder cut of Justice League. Maybe they can get the stuff that they shot with Keaton off the cutting room floor and put it back together somehow.
I hope they do, because I would love to see Keaton back in the bat suit.
Oh right? For sure.
I would. My jaw would drop.
That's it.
And seeing the car, his car, that shot of Flash, Ezra Miller pulling off the bloody, blanket or whatever it is, cover. Seeing the car, the nostalgic car.
That's it.
Brilliant. I mean, all the nostalgia stuff would be flashing back into my head.
Yeah. Again, takes you back to a better time, mate. That's all it is.
Yeah. 1980s. Was it 1989 or something like that?
89, that movie came out, yep.
And then Batman Returns. So, that was good too, actually.
Well, that was in 92 or 3.
Yeah. Meow. Sorry.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly. So
Michelle Pfeiffer, get her back.
Pfeiffer, yeah.
But no, I think there's some rumors on the line here. Michael Keaton might be coming back to play Beetlejuice again.
Okay. Well, that'll be interesting. Well,
that'll be fun, man.
Yeah, that's it. That one, he would definitely be in, I'm sure.
Yeah.
To revise that role.
So when are we going to crash Shabby's birthday thing?
That's not on. So that's happening at 5:30 for me in the morning. So that'll be 3 hours ahead of 5:30 is what? 8:30 for you.
Yeah.
So it's 8:30 in the morning for you.
Yeah.
Is their stream. Yeah. So you can actually go to bed for a little bit, get up, and still watch the stream.
Yeah.
But that's their birthday bash.
Yeah.
Matt's saying, has anyone seen McFarlane's superpowers in the wild? No, not here.
What's that?
So you know how they've redone the superpower figures, like this size from back in the day, like Batman, Superman, Green Lantern.
Oh, you mean the page punches?
Not the page punches, but the superpower figures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They look awful. They look awful. Even when I'm looking at toy hunting things, they look really awful.
Well, that's what we had when we were kids, though, mate. That was back in the day. You know what I mean? Those superpowers were 5 POA, and their arms moved and their legs moved, and then that was about it. You know what I mean?
I'm just not interested in those. They look awful with me. I know. I'm more interested. I'm sorry, guys. Hope the best you can get those, but I'm looking for
something
the 2-pack.
Fully articulated that can bring you off. That's what you're looking for.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pissing the bloody thing off, going, no, I'm terrible. I'm looking for the Blue Beetle Boosted Gold 2-pack, McFarlane. Right.
Right. Yeah, I know what you're about.
Yeah, it's. I'm a big fan of Blue Beetle. I don't know what it was.
Have those actually showed up in America yet? No, I don't think they have.
No, yes, they have. Yeah, they're on the shelves.
Are they?
Some areas anyway. I think.
Well, you should reach out to them. You could reach out to guys over there, see if they can pick you one up.
Yeah, I might reach out for T3.
Also, check out Pop Culture Australia, because they have sometimes stuff like that can be pre-ordered, right?
Yeah.
So you can pre-order it and afterpay it if you have afterpay, for argument's sake. And when it comes, then you've already got it done and dusted. You've already paid it off and everything as well.
So
it'll probably be up for pre-order, is what I'm thinking.
Right.
Let me just quickly have a quick goggle for you. So Blue Beetle.
Yes, he is. Keep on collecting. Rolando's lucky. He gets quite a lot of toys and collects a lot of toys.
The joys of living in the States, mate. That's what that is. Yes, it's going to be available at Pop Culture.
Oh, okay. Pop Culture.
I'll tell you how much it is. It's going to be. Just wait for it to load up.
Is that an Australian thing, Pop Culture?
Yeah, so they're in Victoria. Pop Culture Australia. Right. They're shipping internationally. $80. That's how much it'll cost.
That's not bad.
And you can do it on Afterpay as well.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Shabster, he's in the chat now.
Oh, Shabby.
Yeah, so it's pre-order, ETA January next year, mate.
Awesome. Yeah. That'll be me. That'll be me. Right. Those two comedy characters of the old Justice League comics.
Yeah.
So
they look awesome.
They do look awesome, eh? You know?
Yeah.
I think it's the costume that I like from Blue Beetle.
Yeah.
So that's what draws me. I'm like a moth to a flame sometimes.
Yeah, that's all right. There's nothing wrong with
that. My costumes. It's like Daredevil. Daredevil's a favorite Marvel character for me. So I'm looking forward to the comic book version 3-pack. All right.
Daredevil,
But
check out Pop Culture and you can probably find a lot of Mark McFarlane if you're looking for certain things. They will get that on their site sometimes as well. So
brilliant, absolutely
you just have
brilliant.
to play a bit of the waiting game though, unfortunately. But yeah.
Shabby is in the
Shabby
chat.
has happy birthday, Shab.
Yeah.
Happy birthday,
mate. Yeah. Happy 21st birthday.
Yes.
You don't look a day over 30, right?
You don't look a day over 5 or act your age.
Did you catch this thing on Instagram?
His thing. I've caught a lot of things off of him, but nothing on Instagram.
Yeah, like his Spider-Man Jane thing or something.
Oh yeah. Spider-Man. Swinging on the
the
pitch.
travesty.
Yeah.
The travesty.
His facial expressions are brilliant, you know what I mean?
Anyway, thank you for being on the chat. How many we got now, Ed?
We've got 5 at my count.
Yeah.
5 or 6.
Talking to Ed 5 here. Great. This is actually my first stream with an action figure collector, and I'm having a ball. I really am having a ball.
That's all that matters.
Yeah,
that's all that really matters.
Being a little bit educated as well, and what people collect and what Daniel collects as well, which is really good. Because I don't collect at any retro stuff. I never grew up with collecting Masters of the Universe. I never watched the cartoon, right? I watched the Super Friends cartoon, but I never collected anything like action figures in mine. I'm more of a mainstream guy, Star Wars, of course, and the stuff that I mean.
So when did you sort of start? When did you get your first figure after being a kid, for example?
Like a young adult. You mean
a young adult or young hobbit or what do you want to be called?
With the hairy feet. Yeah. I did have hairy feet when I was younger. I've probably still got them now. I didn't collect them when I was in the
You can have hairy feet as long as you don't have hairy palms, because we know what you're doing.
No, they're good, right? They're good. I didn't collect any toys when I was basically in my 20s up to about 30s, because I was in the bar getting plastered, right? And it's actually only when about 3 or 4 years ago I actually started my first YouTube channel.
All right.
And it didn't work because I started with a friend, and I chose a name, not the P.G.M Show. I chose a name that no one knew where to find.
Handy.
Yeah, that was a disaster. Don't choose a name with fucking numbers in them, right? And so out there that your name and your channel ends up on a car list. No one's gonna watch it. It was awesome. It gave me a little bit more confidence with a friend doing the filming because he did the editing. And I collected because I got influenced by a lot of toy channels like Shabby's, right? Like Matt, right? Like Tony with analog toys. I know he was a retro. I watched a lot of channels, and I got really interested back into collecting, back into getting Star Wars. Usual Mike was a great influence, right? Because he collected Star Wars that I liked. So
correct.
Yeah, it's and then I kept on doing it. I like films, so all these MCU figures came out, and it was really good. But it kept on the prices kept on going up. I did have a job, but now I've got to be more selective.
Yes.
And getting them right, getting the.
So, would you say that sort of you got back into that bandwagon about the time the pandemic happened? Is that when you were sort of
probably before then?
Okay, so what, 2018 or 17 or something?
Oh, hang on. No, it must have been. It could have been the pandemic, but it didn't really hit. It must have been 2019.
Yeah, so
Just
when the
before
pandemic
hit.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. So
I'm
the
not good.
pandemic sort of came to fruition at about the middle of 2000, about April, May 2019.
Yeah. I mean, because it's not a case of I wanted to be a YouTuber with an action figure collecting show, because I was doing movie reviews, the same thing I'm doing now.
Yes.
And I did incorporate reviews on that show, but still, I didn't get a lot of subscribers. The ones I did, I appreciated.
Well, Matt was saying that you had 23 subs on your first channel, and I reckon you've actually got about 18 or 19 now.
Yeah,
so
I've got 19
you've almost surpassed that, mate. You've almost gone past it.
Yeah. But I mean,
brilliant.
Michael and I were great mates.
Yeah, you've got 19 subs, mate. So
yeah, so because I think with all the stresses, Daniel, I'm doing better. I'm doing better with the channel, right? But I've just got to mold my channel so I enjoy it, right, and more. So and like you said,
you've got to do it for something that makes you happy. All right,
Yeah.
Don't worry about everyone else. Okay, they'll come eventually.
Yeah,
you've got to take it baby steps, increments, and just make something that it's fun for you to do. There's no point in holding up a cat turd and going, "This is a cat turd," right? It smells a bit, it tastes a bit nutty, but I don't really like it, right? So you've got to do what you like.
If you're a cat lover in the audience in here, Ed5 has just done a derogatory thing for cats. But I get what you mean. Buy a dog instead of a cat now.
Yeah, that's right. Do we have any dog lovers here? Dogs, like, yeah.
No, you're exactly right, and I think I just need to mold it how I want to do it, right, and take out the stress of it, right. I'm putting in more action reviews, and unboxings, and like I said on one of my ads, I'm jumping on the bandwagon, peoples. I'll be one of you, one of us, one of us.
Yeah, that's it. You can do it. Kick his head in.
You can, but I love being in these communities. Like, when you jump on and Chevy's community or Matt and Tears and anyone else's, I love talking, right, and getting to know you guys. I like meeting people across the world. It's fantastic. It's one of my joys of just being me. Even if I'm shaking in my boots, going, "Don't say anything really stupid," or people are going to go, so, "Shut up, brain." I'm going, no. I'm going, Loopy. It's really early in the morning here, people, but I'm loving it. It's great. Stop there.
That's all right. But again, you've got to love which is your passion, which is physical media. So get a DVD out and go, this is a movie that gave me this influence or made me strive for X, Y, Z, and then stick it up there and see what happens. You know what I mean?
Well, I did with Predator. I had a double.
I actually got to watch that Prey one. I haven't seen that yet.
And that was a quick video. I usually tend to do them quick, and just cut out because I get really stuttery. So it's a take after take after take after take.
Yeah.
Especially with the prey, I had to get that a little bit right. But
I enjoyed the one about the werewolf on Marvel.
Oh
I still haven't watched it yet. But I'll try and get that over the weekend. Because that I didn't even know that existed until you talked about it.
I didn't either. I didn't either until another channel said that. So
right. There you go.
Well, I had to jump on it because I saw it, and I'm going, "This is brilliant. This is a really brilliant depiction of a fantastic single 58-minute long comic book. It almost actually read like a page comic book, right?
Okay,
in movie form. That's what I saw, and I thought, well, bugger, I got to get onto this. So I did one because I liked it so much. And hopefully we'll see Man-Thing back again and some other film, right? So I just thought it was brilliantly told, black and white, and then it kind of melded into color. It's just, come on,
fantastic. Yeah, that's it.
So
see, Rolando has faith in you, mate. He says you're doing fine. Trust your Peter Tingle. There you go.
Yeah, thanks, Rolando. Yeah. And it is great to have all you guys support. It really is, because it's not easy doing a channel. So
it's not easy being green, mate. So just keep that in mind.
I'm all community Frank here. So that's my impression. Sorry, I couldn't resist. I couldn't resist, Daniel. I really couldn't.
Good on you, Kobe.
So, but I'm liking doing the banners as well.
Yes.
And putting like little trailers in, especially your one with the Ed 5. I like putting the laser effects.
It obviously gives you something to work towards as well to keep your mind off other stuff.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah.
I'm going to check out. You got a new video coming up, haven't you? He said.
I've got a one coming up this week, which is just a couple of things that I got in the mail, so I've unboxed them type things. So unboxing video. Yeah.
Is it going to be live or is it going to be taped?
No, it's pre-recorded.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah. I'm looking forward to that.
So you can watch it anytime you want.
Do you still collect busts? I remember watching one of your.
Yeah, so I've got the last one I got was Boba Fett. What's the last bust? Well, like I said, Boba Fett was probably the last bust. I don't know if you saw the unboxing video live stream that I did where I opened up those Marvel statues.
Yeah. I'm just saying thumbs up to everybody.
Yeah, that's it. But no, I haven't actually got any more busts at the moment. But because the pre-orders just haven't come yet. But there's always stuff to look at. Again, for me at the moment, I usually do Lego streams on Sunday nights with Salacious.
Yeah, I missed out on that one. I checked that one out, and you weren't on that.
I wasn't on last week, just because I had some other stuff I was doing.
Right.
And I think actually I didn't want to because Matt was on there as well, and he was trying to finish off his Lego that he got for his birthday. So I just thought there was eight slots already filled. I thought I won't worry about it. But I've got a new Lego set to build, so I definitely will probably jump on this Sunday. Yeah.
I've got one here that's still in the box that I want to do. Probably not.
Well, you should jump on. Anyone can go on that stream and build Lego, mate.
Yeah, so it's the trench run.
Yeah. Yeah.
I saw that on Papa Gord.
I got the Mega Ball one. I did that.
Yeah.
I built that.
Oh yeah. I want to get the other. I want to get the other one where it's the trash compactor.
Yeah, I haven't seen that around.
It moves.
Yeah, I probably have to go to Adelaide to find that one. But yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, all these so the trench one also moves. David moves. There's moving bits in it, so that's
awesome. Because it's 665 pieces, so I'm gonna have patience.
Yeah, that's it. The one I finished 2 weeks ago was this Batmobile.
Hey, Scuba Pete. Sorry, Scuba Pete.
G'day, Scoob. Yeah, so I did that one a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
It's good because you get on there and it's just sort of a bit of an unwind after a long week as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Talking rubbish.
Salacious is funny as. God, he's a funny. I mean, he's a funny creature.
He's nuttier than squirrel shit, that guy.
I keep on saying, what about that spit? You've got that spit out the back?
Yeah, the spit roasted.
He's never read it. I mean, but I mean, all you guys are so funny when you get together. It's good fun to watch that. I think I've watched it once, but I had to watch the replay this time because it was so early in the morning for me.
Yeah, again, so like because of the fact that daylight saving hasn't shifted for the northern hemisphere yet as well, we're actually an extra hour ahead at the moment, which, again, was probably another reason I didn't build last week, only because the time it had finished would be like 2 o'clock in the morning for me.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I think daylight saving changes in northern hemisphere maybe this week.
Right.
So we'll sort of bring it back to normal again for us. So.
Yeah. I mean,
generally it finishes about 1:30 in the morning, which is not too bad. Because again, I'm sort of half an hour difference from the East Coast. So yeah. Ooh, lack attacks in the chat as well. See, they're coming in now.
Yeah. Hey everybody.
Lack attack.
Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome. I'll do the Jimmy Fallon one. Welcome. Does that 3 times.
There you go. Brilliant.
His jokes sometimes miss and hit, but I'll say is welcome. But that's beside the point. What are we talking about Jimmy Fallon for? We've got Daniel here, of course. It's if anybody wants to ask a question, I will open up. I'll have to read it off there because I'm no good with bringing it up on bloody thing. But if you want to ask Daniel a question or myself, go ahead. Just say what's the weather like in Wellington, and I could say it's bloody crap.
Is it still snowing there? You had snow, didn't you?
Yeah. I did put that on Instagram. Yeah.
So it stopped snowing now?
It's really cold still. It's cold still. But when we had that snowfall, it was, well, 1, it was fucking cold. 2, it was really nice. It was beautiful to watch. Because I opened my door and the wind was coming in the door, right? And all the snow was coming in. I'm going, why did I open the fucking door? I'm freezing my balls off. Shut the freaking door. I say that to myself all the time. I speak to myself because I'm mad, but that's beside the point.
There's nothing wrong with that.
It was beautiful. It was actually beautiful to see. I mean, even my sister said, "Oh wow," she lives in Auckland. I think that's the only time we've had that snow drop down really low in Wellington.
Well, it's strange to be sort of halfway through the first month of the spring and for you guys to get snow as well.
Yeah, we have a crazy springtime. I've actually been watching your weather over in
around us. Well, again, the East Coast is bracing for floods and all sorts of heavy rainfall.
Victoria,
we've just had rain here the last couple of days, but nothing compared to what's going to happen over there very shortly.
Victoria is flooded already, I think.
Yes.
Victoria's
flooded. Yeah. Someone was telling me there was a house that was on stilts and the water was up to the bottom of the floor. and the trees were sort of look like shrubs because the water was that high.
Yeah.
Which is just mental. That's a bit like what Mike was experiencing in Lismore. You know what I mean? Like that's crazy.
Right. Yeah. It's we had the floods here in Nelson. We had a huge flood in Nelson. You know, it flooded the whole city, right?
Okay.
And it's a small city.
When was this?
Down the South Island. That's my hometown, Nelson.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
It flooded, and it had slips because we've got a road called Rocks Road, and it's all just rock. So I think that slipped amazingly on the road. But I mean, it was really really hard to watch because it was just all mud, caked, flood.
So would you say that the rock road was slippery and wet?
It was boulders came down. yeah. I got that just in the nick of time.
Brilliant.
Yeah, it's not a song. We can't sing it because we'll get pinged.
So Pete's asking us, what's my go-to movie and food when the weather is bad? Food would definitely be either pasta, garlic butter pasta, or popcorn. And the movie of choice would have to be Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is Scuba asking you the question and me the question, or
I think he's just putting it out generally, mate, because it's in the chat. So there you go. You can go next.
I think get that clarity. Mine would be sweet stuff, lollies, chips. I don't eat popcorn anymore. I don't know, just built an intolerance of it. And they have gluten-free popcorn, and that's just crap. And my go-to film would be the one that I've just actually reviewed, and it's Predator.
The original Predator.
Yeah, original Predator, because it's got some classic lines. Go, run, get to the chopper.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
Yeah. And I like the franchise. The franchise for that film, right, starts with Prey, and Predator, and Predator 2, and Predators, and that stops there for me. Just saying.
So, what's your favorite Arnie movie then?
Arnie movie, probably got a few of them actually. Arnie movies that I like.
Yeah.
I would probably say Predator would be number one, right? And then, probably The Running Man was brilliant. Yeah. Then you've got Commando as well.
Yep.
And lo and behold, I quite like Red Heat, which is pretty
nice.
Good. And I've got I can see that. I see that. And Terminator. Oh, nearly we got Terminator. Terminator 1 and 2, actually. 3 I'm not so hot on. So
yeah.
I'm just oh yes.
You can't beat that.
No, you can't. I mean, if
copyright strike, but it is what
if you had a head swivel.
I'd like to thank the Academy for giving me this award, and here's to you, Pete.
Thanks. I'll call James and thank him and on his behalf, your behalf. Right. Yeah. G'day, James.
G'day, James.
You're a New Zealander now, James. You're stuck here.
Brilliant.
But no, those would be my picks actually. There's a few more. True Lies is funny, of course. He's got a good one on Prime at the moment called Afterlife. I think it's a drama. So
really,
yeah.
Okay.
It's a true life, true story, true story. I think so, of a father who loses his family of a plane crash, and nobody tells him. So he goes out and investigates the thing, the site and what happened. So it's on Prime. Go and watch it.
I will give it a crack. Give it a crack, man.
I'm a big Arnold Schwarzenegger fan and Sylvester Stallone fan as well.
Yeah, no, I'm more Arnie, but yeah, so Terminators are up there for me. Commando, yeah, Red Heat is great, but also Conan movies, Conan the Barbarian, Conan the Destroyer,
like that too.
Yeah.
And James Earl Jones is officially retired because he was in a Conan film.
He has. He's officially retired for everything, unfortunately. So
but they've got his voice.
I am currently on the hunt for a James Earl autograph before he pops off this mortal coil.
Yeah,
because he won't be around much longer.
He's pretty
Happy
strong.
birthday, Ty, you dirty bugger!
What? Mega Fandango. Hey. Yeah.
The brothers Grimm are in the house.
I'll be crashing your birthday pretty soon.
Brilliant.
But happy birthday, Si, as well. So, both of you. I think. Could be wrong on that. Yeah, it's. Did you get any toys from the Rambo? The Rambo.
Not Rambo. No, I did collect the T2 toys back in the 90s. Continuing on. So after the 80s, like I said, I've been collecting pretty much right through. And even though at the start of the 90s, I sort of took a hiatus for a couple of years, I did come back and start collecting the Street Sharks, Turtles, a little bit. So like a couple of Turtles, not all of them. Because I knew of the cartoons, but I was already working at that time and not watching cartoons so much. But Turtles, T2 figures back in the 90s I collected. What else? Didn't go for the Rambo stuff. And then obviously Power of the Force back in when Kenner was redoing the Star Wars line, heavily into that. And obviously just continuing on. Like I said, nowadays I still collect toys, but I am more focusing a bit more towards high-end stuff like Hot Toys and statues and stuff like that. So, because realistically, let's face it, you're paying $45-50 for one of these, and I can get a hot toy for $300-400. You know what I mean? So and I'm going to get a lot more enjoyment. Takes up less space. There's just so many positives about. I might even go more down a Lego path myself. You know what I mean? Because I am actively building it now as well, and
I think you'll change. I think you change. You change in what you collect if you want to. You change lines or bigger lines sometimes.
I've always sort of collected what I like as well. Because if there's no point in collecting something that you have no interest in, or it doesn't give you that nostalgia feels. I mean, for example, so I've recently picked up some Karate Kid figures from the new Cobra Kai TV series. Again, because it harkens back to what we had when we were kids back in the 80s, and just freaking loved the way that franchise has gone. Again, same with the Ghostbusters, those Plasma series figures. Again, we never saw the Afterlife Plasma really out here, because they did bring out the older versions of Venkman and that. But so
keep on collecting
different things always.
Yeah. Keep on collecting. He's just actually said, didn't you collect Conehead figures, Ed?
Yeah, man. Have you got any bread? Not that sort of Conehead. I'm sorry.
No. That's all right. That's fine. we're all drugged up here anyway. So
Gravy King. Yeah. You also collect lady hearts and panties, Shabby. But yeah, so no, it's
the line that the action figure that I want to hunt down, it's probably hard to get, but I could hunt down. Probably expensive would be the Predator figures, Dutch, from
okay. Yep.
and that team.
So the NECA line.
The NECA Dutch and the team as well. I'd love those.
They should be not too hard to get a hold of, realistically, and probably not too expensive. I mean, they're a few years old now, but it's something that you could probably easily strive for.
Yeah, because that would be one of my growls.
Yeah,
those would be my growls to actually get.
Okay, well, that's interesting.
Yeah, so
I've got a couple of Predator figures, the NECA lines, like I got the translucent guy and a couple like that. So
yeah, you get. I mean, they it's like Predator galore though.
Yeah,
just like, so many variations of the Predator.
Lack collects restraining orders. That's pretty impressive.
Like, you could do a whole stop motion of Predator figures and Alien figures.
Oh yes,
it's insane. Right. Okay, turtles. Yeah, a lot of people collect turtles. I never got into collecting.
Yeah, again, I wasn't massively into them, but I did get a couple, like obviously the original figs. Just again, only because, like I said, I never played with it as a kid, but just sort of went back down the rabbit hole because when I started with the Street Sharks, they're sort of on that same level and came out roughly in the same time as well. So the Street Sharks are pretty cool, to be honest with you. So yeah, I got sort of half dozen of those. But yeah, I have apart from the new Master Universe stuff, when I can find it, I have got a couple of the G.I. Joe 6-inch figures, but I'm only collecting the ones with the animals. And that's sort of what I loved as a kid type thing. Yeah. So I'm sort of just going back for not all of them, not going to be completionist. I'm just getting the ones with the animals type thing.
That's another thing, isn't it? You don't want to be.
Yeah, well, I mean, again, because it's just so freaking. If you start collecting everything, like you wouldn't eat. You'd just be constantly working just to try and fill a hole. You know what I mean? And
you'd be starving to death because you'd be gnawing on your figures.
Yes, exactly.
I caught a comment that Keep On Collecting said he has a Dutch jungle gear, so that's nice of him. Thanks for making me feel bad. No, I'm kidding. Keep on collecting. I really am.
You'd buy that for $1, wouldn't you, Pete?
What's that? Sorry.
I'd buy that for $1.
That's just sorry. I just laugh at that, everybody. It's really early in the morning, guys. Over here in New Zealand.
Say fill a hole again. Yes, this is this is it. They're all taking the piss now, mate.
I love this community. All right, community. I can't even pronounce that right. It's collecting is it's a bit of a hassle, though, isn't it? But it's also a joy. Let's not rely on the negative. It's the joy of collecting and finding something.
For sure. If you can find it for a decent price, then yeah, it's always going to be great. The hardest part is finding what you're looking for, I guess, more than anything else.
Yeah.
The price doesn't really worry me too much because we're always going to pay at the rear end for everything just because of where we are situated in the world. And I mean, we don't have to pay tax on top of what we've paid for, but we're sort of already incorporated that into the price. That's why it is so much higher, which is unfortunate. But
it's a damn shame, really. But over in the States, don't they pay a tax even on their receipts? They've got tax.
Yeah, I mean, even in the UK, as far as I know, I mean they got their version of the GST, for example, goods and services tax is VAT, which is over and above their price, as far as I know. Whereas we have GST, which is already incorporated into the sales price at the end of the day, type thing. So
same as us, yeah. It's, I'm I'm a glutton for punishment. I'm going to buy them anyway, even if they come in a cardboard box kind of thing,
Yeah.
Because I mean, I know that Mike has had his rant on his kind of show about.
With the Black Series, it's not quite so bad because I mean, I'm not fussed. I mean, I won't buy if I can't see. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
I mean, again, it's not going to affect us too much because we don't really find these in stores. They're more online anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the figures should be inside the box when we pre-order it. You know what I mean? Because it's coming from point A to point B and missing out the scalpers and dickheads in between. But the good thing is at least you can still make the murals and stuff on the side of the box. You know what I mean? So it's not quite so bad.
Yeah, that's the good thing about it.
But it's for me, it is more the price now. Like it's just getting ridiculous. Like, I got 6 of the Dark Trooper, right, and they were $65 each. That's over $300 for 6 figures. That's what I mean. I've just paid for a hot toy. You know what I mean? Like that's
That's
what I'm telling you.
Yeah. But I never got onto Hot Toys. I don't know why.
It's probably a good thing, mate. Yeah, because
it's
an expensive habit. It's the same as getting more into that sort of thing. You're looking at $500-$600 for a statue. You know what I mean? Like it's. Did that just make your head spin?
Good on you for buying them. What did you say?
Yeah, that's it. I just saw you sort of sway back in your chair, thinking, "Oh, that's just made me giddy."
Yeah, it did a bit.
Yeah,
it's this hat that's making me,
that's it.
I'm saying hello to Halloween. That's why I've got this hat on. So
there's nothing wrong with
that.
You guys don't celebrate Halloween over there, do you?
No, we don't. No, no.
It's
but I thought, well, we've got some Americans in here.
Well, that's true. It's debatable with some of them, but it's.
I mean, you don't celebrate Halloween over in Australia, either, do you?
It's become more of a thing in the past few years, but no, there was nothing like that when we were kids.
Right. Yeah. I mean, we don't go out and white sheets.
No, that's it.
Candy, right? And saying phone home.
So. Yeah, that's right. Just pointing the finger, going phone home.
Yeah, sorry. I'm getting into it now. This will glow soon. It will. But well, the chat is buzzing because they seem like they're having fun. Good on you guys. Bring on the questions. It's good to again. I'm doing my my ad. Piece the camera. It's good to see you all twirling here with Ed 5, Daniel. It's great that all you guys can join us and talk about action figures and Daniel's life a wee bit as he collects retro or hot toys and everything like that. So you get the you get the idea. He's Have you moved on though? Have you moved on from action figures? Just to clarify, have you moved on from action figures to now?
Not all. Not all. Yes. So I'll still collect TVC 3 3/4 inch line. But yeah, I am going to be very selective with any Black Series I collect. That's if I'm still debating whether just to sell them my old red and black boxes off anyway, and put it towards something else. You know what I mean? Because don't get me wrong, I'll keep a few core ones, but the majority of them, I might have fallen out of a bit of love for them, to be honest. Yeah. Just because, because they're just getting ridiculous in price. You know what I mean? And they're so-called deluxe now.
And the scalpers with not having any plastic things and having them in cardboard boxes and stuff like that, with people stealing them from stores, and you not wearing any clothes much. That's what Mark said. Something like that. I got that. And look on my eye. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Sorry. Yes. Because apparently someone caught you without your shirt off, but neither here nor there.
As long as it's with my shirt off and not with pants down, mate. That's what the main thing is.
Yeah. Well, we'd have to bring a candle and just turn the light off if you did that. So anyway, that's horrible. I don't know where that joke was going. Sorry.
Phone home.
This is getting strange, even for me.
Good night, Matt. Take it easy, mate. It's
who's heading off?
Yeah, Matt, keep on collecting out.
Good night. Thank you. Thanks. Keep on collecting.
It's 12:30 in the morning for him, so I'm not
surprised. Thanks for that, because I would have missed it probably. I'm getting slowly better.
You are. You're doing all right.
Soon I'll get to actually have the comments up here. I can get that right. Okay. Should we call it a night so we can actually go and?
It's entirely up to you, mate.
So
you've got 3 minutes roughly until you've done 2 hours. If you want to cut it to 2 hours, and that's fine. Up to you.
Because we could get some sleep and just go and crash Chevy's or something like that. Or
we could do that too. Yeah, for sure.
I know that Chevy's still in the chat. We could go a little bit longer. It's up to you guys in the chat. If you want to, I'm going to throw it out to you. If you want us to go a little bit longer, let's give it a couple of minutes, Ed.
No worries.
See what they want to do. Is Ted in here? Is Tez here?
No, lacking
this is a Yorkshire boy. Sorry, that was the question. Must be having a discussion without us, but that's fine. That's totally fine. Okay. We could talk about toys forever, right? Okay, there's a lot of lines out there. Okay.
Yeah.
What would your best line to collect of all time?
It's always Star Wars.
Yeah.
Star Wars all day. Yeah.
Is that because of the film?
You get something like that from back in the day, and it just so many memories. So the films influenced you as a kid to an adult. Yeah. And again, I saw all 3 movies at the drive-in. Back when they first came out.
1977.
78 for Star Wars, 80 or late 80s for Empire, and 83 for Jedi. Yes, I've watched every Star Wars movie at the cinema, from day dot. You know what I mean? So including the last three, which we won't talk about. But yeah,
the last three.
the last three, yeah.
Force Awakens was pretty okay, but the last two, even I agree on that. So they're pretty neat.
No lack, I do not have a Rodney Ansel hot toy, but that could be interesting to try and make. That would be good. Rod. If you don't know who Rodney Ansel is, he was Crocodile Dundee before Paul Hogan made Crocodile Dundee famous.
Okay.
So he was an Australian dude that used to go around and Australian bushman who was unfortunately taken in the 70s. Doing what he loved to do. And his name was Rodney Ansel. So yeah.
Okay. Like Steve Irwin.
Yeah. So he was Steve Irwin before, even Albie Mangles was a dude that used to play with snakes and that back in the 70s and that in Australia. So there's been quite a few people over the years to play with our reptilians and live to tell the tale. Or
gotta say, Daniel. I mean, I was an avid watcher of Steve Irwin. Sorry, I loved it.
Yeah, he was a great guy.
Just a fun show because he just jumped on a flipping croc and just just struggling with it. But he
I just got to answer Pete's question. Cy is actually struggling to be a bushman and go bushwhacking anytime soon.
Yeah, you can do this. Bushwhacker. Right, wrestling terminology. See if you get that in the audience.
That's it. That's it.
I reckon they were Australian.
That's it.
No, they call themselves Kiwi. Yeah, terrible sight. It's just, they're still buzzing. Ed, they're still buzzing, Daniel. They're still buzzing.
They are. They're going well.
So, even Lax said, "Oh, the bushwhackers." Yes, the bushwhackers. Yes.
Wrestling terminology. Yeah, the bushwhackers.
Yes. I think everybody knows who the bushwhackers were, right?
Yeah.
Bull-headed WWF at that time. Came down the thing and we just went. So it's craziness, right? Yeah. Craziness.
Mentalness.
Ask me this question in the chat, and Ed, were they good wrestlers or not? That's the question. Were they good wrestlers or not? Or were they brawlers in the ring?
Wrestling's fake.
There, you've heard it there, folks. Daniel said wrestling's fake. So
it's all put on.
But they're rich.
They are. They've got more pennies than I have. That's for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's. Yeah. All right. I think we'll leave it there, shall we?
That's fine, mate. Yeah, no worries.
Yeah. I think we'll leave it there. Because I want to go crash Sherry's party.
Yep.
And birthday thing with Cy, and I just want to thank Daniel for joining me, my first ever guest for an action figure collector. That's been fun. It's been entertaining. I've been educated, and you've heard it, and you've seen it here on my new show, the P.G.M Show.
So Matt's just jumped in just before you quickly knock out, mate. He said hello, and then someone mentioned Bush. It was Bush, not Growler, Matt. So yeah, it's all above board. There's no growler here, and we don't need defeated strawberries.
Yeah, mate. And I'm signing off, and everybody's jumping on.
There's always a rewatch after, mate. when you get beauty like this, people always come back to rewatch and like and subscribe and leave a fantastic comment for you, Pete, because you've done a fantastic job and well done on your first toy show.
Thanks very much. Yeah, thank you very much. It's been great fun. It's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure having all you guys join in the chat. I love this community, and I've got a new friend out of it, Daniel from Australia. Fantastic. Thank you all, and I'll catch you next time with another guest. I don't know who it's going to be. It's going to be a surprise. Okay, and I'm signing off.
See you. Thanks, chat.
See you, chat. See you on Shabby's birthday. How do I do this now? That's the point.
Hit the stop button.
Sorry, just getting out. Okay. Podcast.